also think, Jay, that different personalities have a different journey when it comes to mindfulness?
Hmm.
For example, like in psychology, there are like different personalities. Like we have type A, type B. So like
Mhm.
type A are people who are more impatient or they're overambitious, and type B are people who are more laid back, or they're kind of not very ambitious or very goal oriented. So I think as different personalities, the journeys might also differ. So, what do you think about this? Like, do you think everyone has their own unique journey?
Absolutely, everyone has their own unique journey, without a shadow of a doubt. What I'm contemplating is, when it comes to mindfulness, how that experience might be different according to the personality type. I think the journey for sure, because your willingness to go within is it varies based off of the personality. There are people who are very much they feel that they know things and they get things, and there are things that they know to be true and they don't feel as willing to go within. There are people that are impatient, where if it doesn't get them the instant gratification, then it's harder for them to sustain doing a practice. And then there are some people who are emotionally, it's very difficult, because uh, there are people that are like empaths. They feel everything. And I've worked with people like this, and it becomes really difficult. So the journey, it's definitely unique. Now, the experience, what's so fascinating is the experience is very much aligned with everybody. Once we can get to that place of stillness and presence, when we are here, when we are now, when we are fully present and the mind isn't controlling the situation so much, we've allowed the mind to quiet down and we are here. That experience to me is what I've learned from others. It sounds like the same from everybody, and that's what's
Hmm.
cool. That's to me what's cool, because then that shows our connectedness, that shows our similarities. So I guess it's yes and no. Yes, it is unique for the journey to get from where I am to a place of stillness, presence, and mindfulness. That's always unique. But once you're there, that experience is very much the same for everyone I've ever spoken to about this topic.
Right. That's true. And for me, like personally, I am someone who overthinks a lot. Like I'm like an overthinker. Like sometimes I won't sleep well, or sometimes I would have so many thoughts in my mind that I would kind of not being able to concentrate. So that's a challenge I pretty much face. And I think the ability to be in the moment or to appreciate the moment is something which takes a lot of effort from my end. So
Yeah.
I think these constant thoughts, about the future and about worrying about the outcomes kind of sometimes makes me, what you can say, just not able to appreciate what I have today. So that's a
Mm.
challenge I pretty much face. And yeah.
Yeah, and I know where you're coming from. I've been there and I still experience it myself, even after years of practice and teaching others. And what I find, and maybe this resonates with you, is when the more you feed it, the worse it gets. So
Yeah.
what I mean is, if you're allowing that, or if you're caught up in the overthinking and then you feed it with more overthinking, and then you watch videos and you get caught on social media and it only inflates it, it's harder to get out of. So what I think helps is setting some clear boundaries. So what I mean is, I'm not saying to never plan. Of course you plan. Of course you set that, but you have time in the day of which you do this, right? And you also have time in the day, you make time to settle the mind and quiet the mind. And when you do that, and then you go into your normal activities where you want to focus your attention on a single activity, a single task, you've primed yourself to where during this time, I'm not feeding that overthinking mind. I am focusing on the task at hand. And even if your mind starts to go, right, a little bit, you can kind of in a way say to it, well, we're gonna do the planning later. We'll do that, we have that time set, in the mind. And it kind of this little game that gets played in the mind, it helps because at that point you're not feeding the overthinking. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And I think I'm definitely going to try that out to see if I can get better and improve than I am right now, like get in a better position for sure.
Hmm.